friends. I hope you are well. We have a really fun adventure ahead for us today. I am headed to the Boston Book Fair in the city. I have been wanting to go every single year since we've moved, but we always seem to have like other plans and I'm never able to make it. But lucky for me, today I had a few hours and we were able to figure it out so that I could head down there and enjoy a couple of hours of wandering around. I have no idea what to expect. I know there's like some guest speakers that you can get special tickets for. Like I think Shonda Rhimes is speaking this year, and then I think who's the lady that wrote Bridgerton? I think Julia Quinn, like she's gonna do a special presentation. So you can get tickets to go to some of these guest speakers. I'm unfortunately not gonna have time to do that because those are later in the evening. But I do want to wander around. I think it's just like out in the streets in Copley Square in Boston. And they have all these like tents and I think you can browse around. And I'm just so excited. It's also such a beautiful sunny autumn day. And I think it's going to be like the perfect day to just like browse through the little stalls and see my other fellow book lovers. So I'm just so excited. And I'm so excited to take you with me as well, and we'll just go explore a little bit. And you know, going into Boston is also one of my favorite things. It's been a long time since I've kind of strolled the streets down there, so that'll be fun in and of itself too. So let's head down there and see what is going on with this book festival. A cute little day in Boston. I will say, however, the book festival was a little bit underwhelming. It was okay. I mean, there were like these little tents like you saw, and they had some like different publishing houses in each one, or like a different group of authors that had like their own like book club, and they were showcasing different books. So I did enjoy that aspect, which was like a lot of local authors and a lot of local book clubs. And then they had some like local publishing houses, which is always nice to see, especially because they're obviously a lot smaller and competing with some of these like huge companies. So it was nice to see some of that like, you know, local support. But they didn't have a ton of books out. I thought it was going to be like rows and rows of books and just like great deals. And I don't know. I felt a little underwhelmed, but it was still cute. And at least I got to get out and see Boston, especially in autumn. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a chance to get down there to see all the beautiful trees and the common and walking around. And anytime I go down there, I love being there, and I'm always reminded of like what a cute, quaint city Boston is. And I was with a friend down there. After we did the book festival, we popped into the public library, which is like right next to where the festival was being held, and she had never seen like the courtyard in the Boston Public Library, which is like such a must see if you come and visit or if you live here or in the area. The courtyard is so cute. It's so tranquil. It's so stunning. It's like the perfect place to just like sit and chat with a friend, have a little date, have some lunch. So we just sat there for a little bit and then went somewhere else and grabbed a bite. But just walking around Boston, I'm always just like in awe of getting to live in such a cozy, cute, quaint place. I've lived in a lot of places in my life, and this is by far the most quaint. I would say, compared to, I was just trying to think out loud, and you know, there are parts of London that are super quaint as well, and there's just something about these kinds of cities that are like not on the like grid system that give them so much character. And I would say, you know, as a whole, London is not super quaint, but it does have like quaint areas, and that's how I would describe Boston. Even though it's like a lot smaller than London is, it's just like I love the like character that is everywhere because there's no grid system. But anyways, I loved my day out. I did grab a couple of books. I brought my little handy little tote. Even though I wasn't like super impressed with the selection of books, I do like to do my part in supporting local authors and smaller publishing houses and all of that. So whenever I can help, I try to do what I can. So I got 3 books. The first one I got is called 5 Days in Bogota. This is by Linda Moore. She was actually there. And another thing I found was that there were a lot of like book clubs and like author coalitions that were supporting like women and persons of color and minorities. And like, I love that whole aspect too, because I think sometimes the publishing industry can be a little tough to break into if you belong to one of those groups, or, you know, to get like notoriety and fame. So I also love that aspect of it. It was great to see and talk to a lot of these like female authors, and, you know, yeah, it was just very, very cute. So this book, it's not typical of the types of books I read, but when the author, the lady, she was actually there, she was talking to me about it, and it just got my attention because of what's been happening in the news lately. And that is, this book is about an art heist. And if you guys have heard, the Louvre recently went through an art heist, but they actually ended up taking some jewelry. And here's my hot take on it, okay? This is like my 2 cents worth of an opinion. If in today's day and age, with all the security and everything we have, if you can manage to take the most like prized possession jewels from the most like famous wing of that museum, if you can somehow pull that off, I think you should get to keep it. Like, they should just let them have it. If you can somehow pull that off, that is incredible. I mean, what a feat to be able to do that. Now, I get it. It's a crime. It's, you know, it doesn't belong to them. It's like part of the country's history, yada, yada, yada. But like, seriously, if you can pull that off, I mean, you should be able to keep it. That's at least my take. But that's why this book was, you know, interesting and caught my attention, because I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm just like so intrigued by the whole world of like art heists and how these people get away with it. There's actually like a famous art heist in one of the Boston museums that happened like decades and decades ago, and they were never able to find the people and find the paintings. again, so fascinated by how these people like operate, and not because I'm like trying to relate on a criminal level, but just like how much thinking and like planning and all of that goes into it. And then like there's so many like barriers, and I don't know, I just found it fascinating. So anyways, this is about an art heist. I don't know much more than that, but then I think it turns into like a little bit of a thriller and a little cat and mouse game. I just sounded kind of fun. So I grabbed this, and the lady was so cute as well, and she was like giving me her pitch, and yeah, she suckered me into it. So I was like, you know what, here, take my money, I'm happy to support you. They also had some little children's book stalls, and you guys know I have two little ones. I'm like obsessed with filling their little libraries with books as well. My older son already loves books, and that like brings such joy to my heart. I'm hoping the little one will be just as much into books. I want to go ahead, I want to keep like building their library so that they always have something fun to be browsing through. And I got these books by Usborne, and it's like a look inside. So this one is like look inside your body, and then this is look inside our world. And they're kind of like flap books where you can kind of like lift the flaps and it reveals something. I mean, I don't really want to, let's see if this one will open. Probably not going to do, oh, like this. How cool is that? And then you can like lift the flaps and like learn about the different things. I just thought that was like so neat. Like, I think they're going to enjoy reading and looking at all the little flaps. The illustration, this art style is very, very cute as well. So I hope they enjoy having this. And the look inside your body one actually has like so much detail, especially like, look at this page of the muscular system. Where was it? It was like quite cool. It had, a lot of these flaps are kind of like stuck down. We're gonna have to like open it, but like this is the brain. I just thought that was like really fun and interactive, especially for my older kid who's like getting a little bit more into reading and stuff. So hopefully they'll enjoy those, but I was glad to have gone. Like I said, I've been trying to go for years, and I've always been curious. I think if you go to one of the like ticketed events, like I was mentioning, like Shonda Rhimes and Julia Quinn and some other authors were there, they might be a little bit more like interesting. But as far as the actual book festival, just like walking around the streets, like it was cute, it was fine. I wish they had a few more books out to browse and to purchase, but they didn't, and that's okay. It was still a very nice day in Boston. I was grateful to be able to get out, to catch up with my friend, and just be around some like-minded book people. I was like standing in line at one of the stalls, and I was talking to my friend about like romance books or something, and someone overheard me and was like, oh, hey, are you into this type of book? And it was just like so cute to be able to be like in a sea full of people that had like a common interest, and you know, just to be able to talk to strangers, and just reminds you of like, you know, there's still like connections to be had and good people that you still have to meet, and you know, there's still a lot of goodness out there despite what everything that's going on right now, and despite all the division that the world wants to create amongst all of us. Like, we still have that like desire to connect and share hobbies and share interests and relate to one another. So that part was really sweet as well. So I would say overall, I am grateful to have gone and seen what it's about. And yeah, we'll see if I make it there next year as well. But thank you so much for spending this time with me, spending a bit of time in Boston, a city that I love so much, and I'm so grateful to be living in the area of. I will catch you in my next video for something else cozy, book related or life related. We will see, but I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching.